So today we are going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to start comparing things a little more, just because I felt like the content that I did last time people really liked, and so I would like to add a little color to more of the sole technologies that are out there, and specifically focusing on the foam technologies and specifically focusing on the new age technologies. And so we're going to put these up against each other. I do have individual reviews of these shoes down below. You can click on them in a second, and those three are the HOVR Phantom from Under Armour, the Y3 Kozoko, which is going to be the representation for Boost. I don't have any Ultra Boost anymore. I mainly have Y3 versions of most of the shoes. And then finally, the Nike Epic React, representing React. In this comparison, there are three things we're going to look at, and we're going to look at each one individually. The first one is going to be energy return, the second one is going to be comfort, and the third one is going to be value. So in third place, when it comes to energy return, I'm going to go with the HOVR technology. It really doesn't do that much, to be honest. It feels much more like Lunarlon, which is very squishy. It definitely has some bounce to it, but I would say that it's nowhere close to either Boost or the React technology. In second place, and this was actually a little hard just because when I'm thinking about it, it's really hard to gauge true energy return. I'm putting Boost into second place. The reason for Boost being in second place for energy return reasons is you actually need to squish down a little more for you to get that energy return. So if anyone's kind of used to wearing Boost, you know that this bends very easily. And once you kind of bend in, your foot sinks in and then you pop back up. And that's what Boost typically does. And people love that when they're walking around. But it's not my favorite thing in the world. It's definitely very, very comfortable. But from a pure walking perspective, for most people, they would probably prefer the Boost over the React. I personally like the React more for both running as well as walking. But I'd say for the large majority of the people, this gives you a much more cloud-like, sinking-in, cushy feeling. It's more similar to a pillow. And the winner for energy return, and obviously if you don't know which one it is, you probably need to do some math. It's Epic React. And the reason for that is very simple. While I believe these are very close. These are all obviously subjective. For walking reasons, most people are going to love this, but personally for me, I actually like the stiffer feeling of the Epic React. In addition to that, for running purposes specifically, this and this are actually for me night and day. While the React has a very cushiony, pillowy feel when you're walking around, when you run in these, I don't know what it is, it feels like you have something really solid to spring off of. I'd say it's definitely in between something like a Vapor Max and kind of the React and kind of Boost. But you definitely have this springy step, and it just tightens up, or at least it feels like it tightens up, and you just kind of, it just feels like there's a springboard. And so from an energy return perspective, I actually think these are going to be better for running. Definitely toss up for walking, and I can see people liking both, but for me personally, that Epic React wins here. Overall comfort, once again, in third place, is the HOVR Tech. Not going to go into it, you can link it to my review below. Second place is going to be Boost. So, this is probably going to be a little controversial in terms of putting Boost second. I would say that most people are probably actually going to think Boost is more comfortable. The reason being, most people like that pillowy, soft feeling, and I don't think there's still any other shoe or shoe technology from a foam perspective that feels like Boost. Despite how much I love React, I'd say that for the general walker type person that wears these to go to the gym, to go walk around, to go to the mall, drive in a car, these are going to feel best. And so while I'm putting these in second place, it's because I really like Epic React more. And I want to caveat that I just like stiffer shoes in general, and so that sinking feeling is my favorite. But in second place is Boost, and I would say for most people it'd be first. Finally, again, the Epic React. The Epic React is an extremely amazing shoe, and so, in my opinion, the comfort on these are just phenomenal. There's just something about them that's great. The transition on the shoe is one of the best that I've had from a heel-toe perspective, both in terms of walking as well as running. With that said, I actually think the heel-toe transition on the Vapor Streets, which also has a review, I'll link that below as well, is actually better than the Epic Reacts, but the Epic Reacts are significantly better in general as a much more all-purpose shoe. So, once again, reigning supreme. And then finally, overall value. From a value perspective, Boost at $180 plus. I mean, this shoe is $350, I think, $320. It's a Y3 version, so it is what it is. I don't think it's worth that much. I mean, like, most of the new shoes coming out of Adidas are $180 to $220. And in all honesty, I think the Yeezys actually feel more comfortable just because it has a stiffer ride to it. But these are $220 as well, and so I think it's interesting in terms of how it's all going to work out. But I think from a pure value perspective, this is almost $60 to $70 more than the HOVRs. And from a pure value perspective and the average consumer, unless they're really, really looking for boost, I don't think this is worth it. In second place is React. I definitely think the shoe is worth its value, definitely worth its value, but you can only start wearing React technology from $150 up. And that's a major hurdle for a lot of different people. And so from a pure value perspective, I'm more than willing to pay $150, $180 for the Vapor Streets, but I'd say your average consumer probably isn't, and so this fits in the middle. And then finally, HOVR technology. So this model is $130, but there's even a cheaper model that starts at $100, which is the HOVR Sonic. It actually might be $110, I'm not sure. But the starting point is either $100 and $110 for the HOVR technology, and at that price point, I really do think they're worth their cost. And so it's interesting to kind of flip that from a value perspective, because these are very comfortable shoes. I wouldn't recommend the Phantom, I do recommend the Sonic, but they're really, really great shoes for the price point, and I do believe that. So overall, kind of ranking these in general, HOVR 3, Boost 2, React 1. If you have any other questions about using these shoes for either running purposes, working out purposes, definitely let me know. I can definitely answer more questions in the comments below. What's your favorite new foam technology been? Has anyone actually tried the New Balance laser technology? I haven't tried that either. I'm actually thinking of picking that up relatively soon, so I can do a video on that as well. But let me know what you like and see if you agree or disagree with my sentiment. But like I said, React, huge fan. And that's it, guys. Until next time, peace.